It is a fascinating observation. You are right. Italians eat pasta almost every day, yet Italy has some of the lowest obesity rates in the developed world. The reason pasta makes people gain weight in places like Ethiopia or the USA, but not in Italy, comes down to how it's made, how it's cooked, and how it's eaten. 1. The al dente secret, biochemistry. In Italy, it is considered a crime to overcook pasta. They eat it al dente, firm to the bite. The science. When pasta is firm, the starch molecules are still tightly packed. This means your body digests it slowly, leading to a lower glycemic index. The result? Your blood sugar rises slowly, so you don't get that massive insulin spike that tells your body to store fat and hold on to water. Outside Italy, many people cook pasta until it is soft and mushy. This pre-digests the starch, causing it to hit your bloodstream like a spoonful of sugar. 2. The pasta is a first course, not the meal. In Ethiopia or the US, a plate of pasta is often a giant mountain of noodles, the main event. In Italy, pasta is usually the primo, first course. The portion is small, about the size of your fist. The balance. After the small pasta, they eat the secondo, protein like fish or chicken, and a contorno, a big plate of vegetables. The result? The fiber from the vegetables and the protein from the meat buffer, the carbs from the pasta. 3. The quality of the grain. Italian pasta is strictly regulated by law. It must be made from durum wheat semolina. Durum wheat is a hard wheat that is higher in protein and fiber than the soft common wheat often used for cheap pasta and bread elsewhere. High-protein wheat doesn't cause the same addiction and heavy feeling as refined white flour. 4. Sauce versus soup. If you look at pasta in many other countries, it is often swimming in heavy cream, melted cheese, or oily meat sauces, like some versions of bolognese or Alfredo. The Italian way, the sauce is usually just a light coating. They use fresh tomatoes, garlic, and olive oil, a healthy fat, instead of butter or heavy cream. How you can eat pasta the Italian way to stay slim. 1. Stop the timer early. Cook your pasta 2 minutes less than the box says. If it isn't a little bit chewy, it's too soft. 2. Shrink the bowl. Use a smaller bowl for the pasta and fill the rest of your plate with cooked greens or a salad. 3. The walk tradition. Italians have a tradition called la passeggiata, a slow walk after dinner. As we discussed before, walking right after eating carbs helps your muscles use the sugar so it doesn't turn into water weight. 4. Avoid naked pasta. Never eat just a bowl of pasta. Always add a protein, like tuna, egg, or beans, and a fat, like olive oil, to keep your insulin stable. A note on Ethiopia. In Ethiopia, many people are moving away from the traditional injera, which is a fermented high-fiber superfood, toward white pasta and white bread. Because white pasta lacks the fiber of injera, it causes those weight and water swings you are experiencing. Since you mentioned the DV lottery, would you like to know which healthy Italian habits are easiest to maintain if you move to a fast-paced country like the USA? It is a very smart observation. You are noticing a pattern. Why do some cultures eat carbohydrates like pasta in Italy or rice in China and stay thin, while in other places those same foods cause weight gain and that heavy feeling? The rice secret in China is very similar to the pasta secret in Italy, but with a few unique twists. 1. The rice-to-vegetable ratio. In Ethiopia or Western countries, rice is often the star of the plate. You might have a large pile of rice with a little bit of meat or sauce on top. In China, rice is often viewed as the filler or the vessel. A traditional meal consists of many small dishes of highly seasoned vegetables, tofu, and fish. The math. For every 1 spoon of rice, a Chinese person often eats 2 or 3 spoons of fiber-rich vegetables. This fiber blocks the rice from hitting your bloodstream all at once, preventing the insulin spike and water retention. 2. The soup-first strategy. Traditional Chinese meals often include a clear, water-based soup. The trick: drinking a warm, liquid-based soup before or during the meal stretches the stomach. This sends a signal to your brain that you are full much faster, which naturally leads to eating less rice. 3. Preparation: steamed versus fried. In many parts of the world, rice is cooked with oil, butter, or salt, like rice pilaf or some African rice dishes. In China, rice is almost always plain and steamed with only water. The difference: by not adding fat and extra sodium into the rice during the cooking process, they avoid the sodium water trap that causes the weight gain and frequent urination you mentioned earlier. 4. Cooling the rice, resistant starch. This is a hidden scientific trick. In many Asian cultures, rice is cooked in large batches and sometimes eaten later or used for fried rice the next day. The science: when rice is cooked and then cooled, it develops something called resistant starch. The result: resistant starch acts more like fiber than sugar. Your body can't digest it as easily, so it passes through you without spiking your insulin. Why it feels different in Ethiopia. In Ethiopia, the traditional diet is based on injera made from teff. Injera is very high in fiber and protein and is fermented. When people switch from injera to white rice, they lose that fermented gut health benefit. They lose the massive amount of fiber found in teff. The white rice acts like pure energy, and if you aren't working in a field or walking miles a day, that energy has nowhere to go but into your glycogen stores, pulling in all that water. The Stay Slim Rice Strategy. If you want to eat rice but keep your weight stable like the Chinese. 1. The 50-50 rule. Make sure at least half of your plate is green vegetables. 2. Plain is better. Steam your rice in water only. Add your flavor to the meat and vegetables instead. 3. Choose long grain. Varieties like basmati or jasmine generally have a lower impact on your blood sugar than sticky or short grain rice. Since you've seen how Italians handle pasta and Chinese handle rice, would you like me to show you how to combine these global secrets into a single daily routine that works for your lifestyle? This is the Global Slimness Routine. It combines the biochemistry of Italy, the proportions of China, and the modern science of blood sugar management. By following this, you can eat the foods you love, like pasta, rice, or even a bit of cake, while stopping the cycle of heavy weight gain and water flushing. 1. The morning metabolic primer. In many healthy cultures, the day doesn't start with sugar. It starts with hydration and protein. The action: drink a large glass of water immediately upon waking. For breakfast, eat protein, eggs, beans, or Greek yogurt. Why? This primes your insulin. If you start the day with bread or sugar, your body stays in fat storage mode all day. If you start with protein, your body stays in burn mode. 2. The Chinese proportion lunch. When you eat rice or pasta for lunch, follow the 2-for-1 rule. The action: for every spoonful of rice or pasta, you must eat 2 spoons of vegetables. The order: crucial. Eat the vegetables first, then the meat/protein, and save the rice/pasta for the very end. Why? The fiber from the vegetables creates a net in your stomach. When the rice arrives last, it hits that net and enters your blood slowly, preventing the water weight spike. 3. The Italian finish, the walk. This is the most powerful tool for someone who loves sweets. The action: after your heaviest meal of the day, do not sit down. Walk for just 10 to 15 minutes. Why? Your muscles are most hungry for sugar right after you eat. Walking acts like a vacuum, pulling the sugar out of your blood and using it for movement before it can trigger the insulin that causes you to hold on to water. 4. The hydration bridge. To stop the excessive urination the next day, you need to keep your salt levels stable. The action: if you eat something very sweet or salty, drink an extra glass of water with a squeeze of lemon or a little bit of vinegar. Why? Vinegar, acetic acid, is scientifically proven to reduce the blood sugar spike of a meal by up to 30%. It tells your kidneys to stay calm and not flush everything out the next morning. Your Global Secrets Daily Checklist. Time. Action: the secret sauce. Breakfast: high protein/no sugar. Modern biochemistry. Lunch: vegetables before rice/pasta. Chinese tradition. Afternoon: drink water with a dash of vinegar. Mediterranean science. Evening: 15-minute walk after dinner. Italian passeggiata. Treats: never eat sweets on an empty stomach. The buffer method. What to expect if you do this. 1. Lower fluctuations. Instead of gaining 2 kilograms after a meal, you might only see 0.2 kilogram. 2. No crash. You won't feel that heavy, sleepy feeling, food coma, after eating rice or bread. 3. Stable energy. Your body will stop the emergency flush, excessive urination, because your insulin isn't jumping up and down like a roller coaster. Would you like me to create a cheat sheet of 5 simple recipes that follow these rules using ingredients you can easily find in Ethiopia? To stop the cycle of heavy weight gain followed by excessive urination, you need meals that keep your insulin quiet. Here are 5 recipes using local Ethiopian ingredients that apply the Italian and Chinese secrets we discussed. 1. The Insulin Shield Breakfast, Enkulol Furfir. Why it works: it's pure protein and fat with no sugar. This prevents the morning spike that causes your body to hold water all day. Ingredients: 2 eggs, chopped tomatoes, onions, green chili, and a dash of berbere. The secret: eat it with 1 small piece of injera, or, even better, just eat the eggs with a spoon. If you start the day with naked bread, your weight will spike by tomorrow. 2. The Fiber Net Lunch, Gomin with Mistiru. Why it works: this follows the Chinese proportion rule. The gomin, collard greens, provides the fiber net that stops the lentils, mistiru, from turning into sugar too fast. Ingredients: large portion of gomin, small portion of mistiru, red lentils. The secret: eat the gomin first. Fill your stomach with the greens before you touch the lentils or the injera. This prevents the insulin from signaling your kidneys to hold on to salt. 3. The slow-burning snack, roasted kolo. Why it works: roasted barley, kolo, is a complex carb that takes a long time to digest. It's the al dente of Ethiopian snacks. Ingredients: roasted barley, peanuts, or chickpeas. The secret: always have a handful of peanuts or chickpeas with the barley. The protein in the nuts slows down the barley even more. 4. The metabolic dinner, tibs with extra salata. Why it works: meat, tibs, has 0 impact on blood sugar, but the injera it sits on does. Ingredients: lean beef or lamb, plenty of onions/peppers, and a massive side of salata, tomato and onion salad. The secret: use the Italian rule. Treat the injera like a tool, not the main food. Focus on eating the meat and the salad. The vinegar and lemon in the salata are biological blocks that stop sugar from entering your blood. 5. The sugar blocker tea, chai with lemon/ginger. Why it works: if you have a craving for something sweet, drink this instead of a Coke or sugary tea. Ingredients: black tea, fresh ginger, and a lot of lemon. The secret: do not add sugar. The ginger and lemon help your body process any carbohydrates you ate earlier, which stops that heavy feeling in your legs and stomach. Your daily success cheat sheet. Step, rule: order fiber, gomin/salata, right arrow protein, meat, eggs, right arrow. Carbs, injera/rice. Ratio: your plate should be 50% vegetables, 25% protein, 25% carbs. The flush fix: if you eat cake or white bread, walk for 15 minutes immediately. Pro tip: in Ethiopia, try to stick to 100% teff injera. Research shows it has a much lower glycemic index, 35 to 39, compared to white bread, 73. This is why your body handles injera better than the cake and bread you mentioned. Would you like me to create a 3-day meal schedule using these recipes so you can try it this week?